Here's the best method to Evo Dyson Daniels from Sapphire all the way up to that beautiful diamond. So let's get into it. Dyson Daniels, you can see right here, has an interesting Evo. He's the Steals Evo for the week. So we got Shades of 4 and we got Dyson Daniels as our Steals Evo. We also have Troydan Sharp and Keegan Murray. These ones were pretty self-explanatory, so I didn't really do I'm not going to be talking about these ones. But we got Dyson Daniels, who was actually a really good card, especially when you get him Evo'd up, because he's a 6'6" PG, one of the taller ones in the game. If you were somebody who was wondering, what happens to him, when you get the Evos. So you have to get 25 points and 5 steals, then you have to get 50 points and 10 steals, and then 100 points and 20 steals. And I know that's enough to make a lot of people click off the video, but he still can be, a pretty easy Evo to finish off. And a definitely worthwhile one. Now he doesn't get any boost in a 3, so he stays at the 69, but he does get a boost in his steel up to an 82, which is actually so much better when he goes up to a ruby. He also gets, nice finishing badges, gets gold pro touch, bailout, dimer, silver handles raise, which is a great badge along with silver killer combos. When you get him up to amethyst, you'll get Hall of Fame needle threader, gold slithery, another great badge, gold space creator. You will also get, a boost in his mid range and his free throw and his pass accuracy, interior and perimeter defense, a better block, and again better steal up to an 84, which is again a really great rating. And in my opinion, I would say that Dyson Daniels is the second easiest of these shades of steals cards to get steals, but I still think that the first is Sohan, but Dyson Daniels is definitely a little bit easier. And then once you get those done, you get up to a diamond, which gives you another better, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, driving layup, steal, speed, speedball, and acceleration. You get the better vertical, and then he gets gold, challenger, clamps, killer combos, hyperdrive, glove, which is so annoying that he gets silver glove once you get all the steals, and then gold interceptor, menace, pogo stick, and Hall of Fame off-ball pass. And again, Dyson Daniels is a great PG because I'll just show you guys real quickly that he is a 6'6" point guard, which is why I kind of want to work on getting him evoed up, just so I can get some quick, sells on him. So the thing that is tough is his 69 3-point shot, but we can kind of help it out. So there's some pretty easy ways I think to go about doing this. Now, the one thing that I always kind of recommend to a lot of people is if you're, getting some of these guys, steals with them, is one thing that some people kind of just overlook is running the correct coach. You can see right here, I have Mike Malone as the defensive coach. If I'm going for steals, it just, I don't know, it makes it a little bit easier, at least in my opinion. You don't get a +3 for steals like with Dyson Daniels, for example, but it just means that, it says emphasize making each possession tough, creating fast break chances with pressure defense. And in my opinion, it's just made it easier getting steals. I've used other ones like perimeter centric, which is one that kind of focus more on 3-point shooting, offense, stuff like that. And I swear to God, just in game, the guys just don't work as well. And that's kind of what you hope for, or what you kind of pick your poison for. So using a defensive coach is definitely a way to go. You can obviously use a diamond to get some better ones, but that extra perimeter defense, that extra, lateral quickness, definitely helps, and strength helps you get those body animations, which allows you to, get those glove type steals, which is definitely really nice. So this is something that you at least want to look into. So I'll just skip that. So there are a few, different modes that this can definitely work in. Obviously, there's some nice, challenges and things like that. A lot of people opt to do triple threat. You run Dyson Daniels as, the starting PG, for example. In this scenario, we just run him with this, 2 centers that are both golds. That way we lower the matchmaking, and essentially you just kind of pressure, try to pick the ball hand, and just try to essentially steal it directly. This method also works, and it's very similar to clutch time. Clutch time single player is also a great one, especially if you've already moved up to tier 11, or if you're on like the first 5 games because they're on semi-pro. You can run Dyson Daniels as your point guard and run, the steal method I'm going to talk about a little bit later on some of them. And actually what I recommend is running a little trio of Dyson Daniels, Troydan Sharp, and Keegan Murray all together, because all 3 of these Evos are pretty easy to do, at the same time. So it can kind of help out, but that's generally not how I like to do my steals. Where I like to do my steals is actually over in the challenges section right here. I keep trying to talk about this every single video because a lot of people still aren't doing them, and it is literally the easiest way to get your steals. If you are maybe averaging 1 to 2 steals a game in clutch time and triple threat, and you're doing all the methods and everything's kind of working okay, in this challenges section, in the skill challenges and basketball fundamentals, it's going to become even easier. You could probably move up to like 4 or 5 steals a game, which for a lot of people is really great. And you want to pick one of these different challenges. We have inside scoring, mid-range, 3-point playmaking, perimeter defense, post defense, rebounding, free throw, athleticism, and basketball IQ. And all the ones that I have checked are the ones that I kind of recommend besides this perimeter defense one, just because once you get 2 steals, the game ends. But the reason that these are such great challenges, you can see the difficulty says semi-pro, and semi-pro is once I've actually, you know, played some of my career bits. What they say is it's rookie, semi-pro, and then pro. So it's not quite rookie, but it's basically the lowest difficulty that we have available to us in my team right now, and it kind of just feels like previous year's rookie. So for this example, we have a semi-pro 12-minute quarter length, which is a massive W, honestly. You can see we have to score 5 baskets off post moves, and what these challenges actually allow you to do is finish the game right when you hit that goal. So that's the reason why we don't like the perimeter defense one, because it allows you to get 2 steals, and once you get those 2 steals, the 12-minute quarter length one just kind of goes away. So I like this one because most of the time you're probably not gonna be doing a fadeaway or a hook shot. So what I usually do is I'll just take 4 fadeaways right at the beginning of the game while I'm trying to, you know, warm up my steal method or whatever, and then all I have to do is just do one more post fade whenever I'm happy or just sick of the game. Do a post fade and the game just finishes. So these are the ones that I'll recommend doing. I also would avoid this mid-range scoring one. Just after 5 baskets, you're good, and you're going to want to set up your team at least for this. If you want to evo all of the cards together, you're going to put Dyson Daniels in at the point guard. You can put Troydan Sharp in at the shooting guard, and then at the power forward, put Keegan Murray. Just like that, if you want to get all of these evos done together. I would also recommend just filling these all up with evos and just trying to get them all done. But you know, that's all about what you want to do. So now we can talk about what you're actually going to do when you get in these, and let's just say you're doing this inside scoring one. So you're going to load up into the actual game and essentially put it immediately into a half-court press. If you didn't know how to do that, you hit left on the D-pad when you're on defense, and you can throw it into a half-court press. You can also throw it into a full-court press, whichever one you know do the method with, and you personally feel like works better for you. I personally find that running a full court press and then right as the possession starts switching it to a half court press so they start to run back a bit works better for me. It's a little bit of an extra step if you don't want to do that, so don't. But as you can see in a lot of these clips, what I generally try to do is call that half court press for a lot of these, and then I just try to cut off on the ball hand. So what you're going to see in a lot of these clips is me pressuring the guy that's crossing and not jumping at the hand that he has, you know, dribbling the ball, but the hand that he's going to eventually cross over with. Because a lot of the things that I see people complaining about with steals is that they cross over. But you know they're going to cross over, so you want to play into that. Run starting at the hand that is currently dribbling the ball, but finish actually jumping on the opposite hand. It takes a little bit to kind of get used to it, you know, starting to run to one side and then jumping to the other one when you get that cross. But once you kind of get used to it, it can be a pretty easy method. And you can also do the method that you'll see in some of these where I bump into the player and just get a free bump steal. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm letting the AI defender bump into that guy with the ball in his hand, and essentially all I'm doing is I'm pressing square when I'm maybe a foot or two away from the player, like once I'm getting in there, maybe in like glove range, and essentially just kind of trying to bump, just run into the ball hand. And it really, the timing of when you press square is the biggest deal. And yes, they're going to pass the ball, and yes, there's going to be some times where it just looks a little bit wonky and it doesn't work the way that it does. It's 2K, man. We've never talked about 2K with and praised them for their more accurate, you know, animations. It's just not how it's ever worked. But this is generally how I go about getting steals for guys like Dyson Daniels and things like that. So personally, I don't think it's like terrible, and the fact that you do get a 79 steal, then an 82 and an 84 definitely helps it out. And once you get that silver glove, gold clamps on Dyson Daniels, the guy's an absolute beast and one of the best PGs in the game, for being honest, even with a 69-3. So let me know how this is working for you down in the comment section below. Like the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.